let's jump into, let me share my screen, and let's jump into the trade-in devices, right? There we go. So when you sign up for an S26 Ultra, or I say S26, maybe you're interested in the S26, S26 Plus. I have no idea. They'll be good phones, and I actually do want to try and get one to try out the Exynos 2600. We were wondering about trade-ins. Now, apparently, it looks like they are going to offer up to $900 for trade-ins. Now, depending on what device you trade in, the trade-in value can get lower and lower and lower the older your device is, right? So that was one thing we did not know moving into this launch of this S26 is trade-ins, trade-in values, and we still don't know basically what every trade-in, what dollar amount they're going to give you, although we do know one, and then we can kind of scale it back from there to kind of estimate what your trade-in is going to look like. So here is the Samsung website, and it's basically just like all the others, right? Here's for your trade-ins. If you have a Samsung, Apple, Google, and or other. Now, if you have the previous flagship, which would be the S25 series, S25 Ultra, and you would like to trade it in, what do you know? S25 Ultra is on the list, right? They got S25 Ultra, S25 Plus, S25. And then you got Z Fold 6, Z Flip 6, Z Fold 5, and then it goes down from there. Fold 4, Flip 4, Fold 3, Flip 3, Fold 2, Flip, the OG Flip, S24 Ultra series, then you got the S24 Plus, S23 series, S22 series, S21, S20, S10, Note 20 Ultra, if any of y'all have those. Fantastic device. Note 10 Plus, S24 FE. They got the FEs going down to the S20 and then the A series, right? So what we do know is that they said up to $900 trade-in value, right? So the very first one up on the list is the S25 Ultra. That's going to be your $900 trade-in value. So if you have last year's previous flagship, you're going to get they're going to give you $900 for that. If you sign up early, now there's no obligation. You can sign up, and if you choose not to upgrade, no harm, no foul, right? They're not going to force you to. It's just some early perks, right? Now, last year, I think 2 years ago, I think they were doing $100 off, right? Last year, it was $50 off, I believe. And this year, it's $30 off. So you can see how Samsung, remember, they're not raising the prices on these devices. So they're going to have to tweak the whole trade-in process. I thought they were going to offer less for your trade-ins. Now, they might do that on some older devices, but at least those of you that have the previous flagship, the S25 Ultra, it looks like you're going to get $900 for that, and that's good news. So if you want to trade in your S25 Ultra, if you're in my shoes, you're going to get $900 for this, plus $30 for signing up early, right? So let's go through the math and what you can expect to pay. Now, this is, I'm going to try to do taxes as well, and taxes are going to vary depending on where you live. I'm in Texas, so let's say $930 for your S25 Ultra if you selected this right here. And then you get $30 for your trade-in, right? So it's $930. And then how much is the base S25 Ultra? $1299, right? So let's do $1299. That's for the 12 gig 256 gig variant. That's one thing they're not going to do. I still believe they're not going to do double your storage. I think this year, I think that's gone. That's another way for them. A lot of people don't want the base model, right? Like me. So I'm going to have to pay more for their higher storage variant. It's another way for them to kind of tweak the trade-in process to try to make as much profit as possible. But let's just say, let's roll with the base model, $1299 minus $930. So that's $369 you're going to have to pay with on top of trading in your previous year's flagship. That's not that bad. Now, taxes. So let me do some taxes real quick. 369 times 1.0825 comes out to $399. Very strategic. Samsung knows this. So you're roughly paying just under $400, $399, and this is including taxes, for the new S26 Ultra. That's for the base model. Now, if you're going to be getting the 512 gig storage, I hope they keep double your storage. That would sure help out benefit a lot of people. So if you want to get the 512 gig variant, I think that's like $150 extra. So you can add 150 on $399. So it's $549 if you plus your S25 Ultra if you want to get the 26 Ultra. And then what was the terabyte model? Was it, I don't even remember. I've never purchased one. I'm just going to add on another 150. Could be more, could be less. Let's see here. $699. So looks like the numbers are kind of strategically placed, right? So it could be worse if you just want to get your foot in the door. Look, I know some, even myself, buy the base model, the 256 gig variant, and then add a storage device, meaning a Type-C plug-in, and you can add a little storage device on there for your extra storage. You can get away with 256 even if you do record a lot of video, take a lot of pictures, you can back them up in your cloud storage. You can delete them as you go. So it's not, you just have to be on top of it, but it is possible. Shit, I may even do that. I don't know. We're gonna see. I'm gonna get 2 of them. So yeah, not cheap. But moving on to the other ones, S25 Plus probably gonna give you, what do y'all think, 700 probably for the Plus, possibly 650 for the S25, and then you go with the Z Fold 6. Now they should have them as you see them here on the screen. That's gonna be, the value is gonna go down as we go down the list. So they're gonna give you more for the S25, for the base S25, than for the Z Fold 6. Now I know the Z Fold 6 holds a higher resale value than the S25. If you go on Swappa and you price these two phones, yeah, the Fold 6 is going to cost more if you want to buy one than the S25, but Samsung doesn't see it that way. They have all these formulations. They have people that they hire just for figuring all this stuff out. But as you see the list go down, the trade-in values get less and less and less. So if you have one of these devices, you could probably knock off an extra $100 as we go down the list, something like that. But some of them will remain the same as you go down. But $900 for the S25 Ultra. At least that's good news for people that have the Ultra, last year's Ultra, right? So, but whatever. Some people say it's worth it, some not. But I'm gonna be getting one. So it looks like $399 with tax. On top of that. Now, let's look at some of the others. Now, they don't tell you, I'm assuming the iPhone 17 Pro Max, I'm assuming that's going to be $900 as well. Some of them are weird with iPhone. If you try and buy a new iPhone and you go on Apple's website, they give you, it's embarrassing. They're almost throwing it in Android users' face. So if you go on Apple's website to buy a new iPhone and they ask you, do you have a trade-in? And you say yes, and you select an S25 Ultra as a trade-in for your 17 Pro Max, it's embarrassing. They give you like your trade-in value for that S25 Ultra is like $230. Like $230? Like this phone, if I sell it right now, I can get like $800 for it. But if you trade in last year's flagship, the 16 Pro Max, they give you, I don't know, $900 for it. You know, all the Android phones, they just are absolute shit prices. It's funny how Apple does that. It's almost like, I think they're trolling. I think they're doing that on purpose, right? But I don't know what these trade-in values are for iPhones. I'm assuming it'll be all right. I don't think I don't think Samsung is at that level. They do give you decent trade-in values on Pixel devices. Now, very interestingly, check this out. Oh yeah, there is no Pixel 10 series. No Pixel 10 trade-ins. It's only Pixel 9 and below. Now let's go back to Samsung. There's one device, or actually two devices that are missing from the trade-ins. The Fold 7 and Flip 7. So if you have a Fold 7, I have a Flip 7 right now. The red one I've had in my last few videos. I bought that dirt cheap. I repaired it and I fixed the software and now it's back to normal. I bought it for $200. Brand new Flip 7, right? It was blocked. Well, guess what? I unlocked it and now it works fine. And I was going to use this as a trade-in for the S26 Ultra. And now I find out, or last night, that they're not accepting the Flip 7 or Fold 7. So I'm like, oh, the whole reason why I bought it was to buy it cheap, repair it, trade it in. But now that I can't do that, I'm going to sell it on the side and use that money, right, to upgrade. But if you have a Flip 7 or a Fold 7, you're shit out of luck. So that sucks. Let's see what else. Apple, they're offering 17 all the way down. Of course, they want you to trade in an iPhone for a brand new Samsung. And again, Pixel, no 10 series, 9 all the way down. And then what is other? Other would be like OnePlus. Other would be like Motorola. Probably give you 100, 200 bucks, which is not even worth it, right? So as we get closer to the launch of the S26 series, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to the videos that I upload. I may do a live stream of this in the future here in the next week and then take video clips from it. But I'm going to show you how to maximize the best deal for you if you want to upgrade. I've done it every single year for last, I guess since this channel is 3 years old. Every year I have your options when it comes to trading in. Like if you did what I did, you find a phone out on the aftermarket on Facebook Marketplace, Swappa, OfferUp, Mercari, you find an absolute steal. I'm going to show you how to buy low, sell high. So basically, we'll get to the details probably next week, but stay tuned to the channel. I'm going to show you how to find good deals when it comes to trade-ins, right? I do it every year and you can save a few $100. So any little bit helps, right? But this is the Samsung pre-order thing. I'm sure everybody, what's going on, man? I'm sure everybody's seen that by now. Let's see. Apple online store will not accept Android phones for trade-in. I do not. When was that? Because they must have done that maybe in the last year. Because when I was referencing in my brain, because I think it was probably two years ago. I think it was for when I was looking into getting a 16. I remember them offering just embarrassing low trade-in deals for Android devices. Maybe they stopped doing it altogether, like you said. I haven't checked right in the last year or two. So maybe you're right. Maybe that's not even a possibility even more anymore. But